Verse 15. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, I have had a dream, and there's no one who can interpret it. I've heard it said of you that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it. Okay, so this is how Pharaoh starts off. I spoke with everyone. I told them the dream. No one can interpret it, right? And then I've heard it said, it doesn't say the cupbearer said that. Maybe maybe the cupbearer told him to not say, or maybe Pharaoh just didn't want to say who did it, because then it will give the cupbearer too much praise or something. I mean, whatever the reason is, but he's speaking, maybe it's Pharaoh, so he's like, I heard it said, like, because he hears things, right? It's not like he's told things, he hears things, he kind of knows things. Maybe that is well what he's trying to play his role up in this all. And they said that, you know, you can interpret. Now Joseph then understandably would have known who told him. Okay, I mean, Joseph's not a fool, right? Verse 16. Joseph answered Pharaoh, it's not in me, God will give Pharaoh a favorable answer. So yes, Joseph here could have said, yeah, right. I mean, I can do it. I know how to do it. I've done it before. You know, cupbearer, the cupbearer and the baker. I've done it before. I know how to do this, right? And like, I mean, look at me. I'm not, right, the real prosperity gospel pastor preaching. Like, look at me. I know it all. Lots of pastors are like that. Look at me. I know it all, right? I can do it, right? Whatever. A South African missionary that worked in Russia before, now living in America, used to tell me, if you think you know everything, then you know nothing. I mean, or actually he said, the more you learn about God, the more you know that you know nothing about God. Yeah, Hannes, thanks for that piece of things you told me years ago. Okay, and that's very true. The more you learn about God, the more you know you don't know. And so Joseph is not taking the, like so many Christians, missionaries, pastors, Christians in general, like, oh, I know it all kind of idea, right? No. It's not up to me. Sorry, I can't do it. I'm not the one who gives explanations to dreams. God is the one. So immediately, clearly, he points towards God, the creator of heaven and earth. You know, all this beauty. That's why I'm out here, to again remind you of the beauty that God created. Maybe you can't see so well near lots of trees here in the front. But there's beautiful islands here. We are on an island, and there are lots of islands out there. If you take the trips on the boats and stuff, you can go to those other islands and beaches there where you'll be the only person on this planet. Well, at least it feels like it. All beauty created by God. So he gives honor to God, glory to God, unlike majority of Christians taking honor and glory for themselves. Right? I don't need to give to God money for church. Why? Because I worked. Right? I don't need to thank God for anything because I worked. How can a Christian think like that? Joseph clearly not like this. He's not like his father. He's not like his brother. He gives honor and glory to God and to God alone. That's how we are supposed to be as well. That's why I say, soli Deo Gloria. To God, the glory, be all the glory. To God alone, be all the glory. So yes, so here he's going to and yes, he says God will give you a favorable answer. Did God through the night appear to Joseph and tell him that this will happen? It's not stated. It could have happened. We don't know. It's not important to the story. Joseph could have put two and two together here. The dream's there, time in the prison, now this dream. And he could understand that maybe make here the conclusion, draw the conclusion God's going to give the answer. We don't know anyhow, but he is stating that God will give a favorable answer. Verse 17. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, behold, in my dream, I was standing on the banks of the Nile. 7 cows, plump and attractive, came up out of the Nile and fed in the reed grass. Just remember, Joseph was called attractive. and that led him to prison. Okay, so, but yeah, a cow being attractive. I don't think Moses is playing on the fact that Joseph was called attractive, and now therefore he's making a point of the cows were attractive. Okay, the point is, you know, if you like meat, beef, and steak, a good steak, then every cow might look attractive. The cows in Switzerland, man, those fat, well, milk cows, you know, so yeah, man, those cows look attractive. If you ever go to Switzerland, a beauty to behold. While I've seen in some places, like in this part of the world, the cows sometimes look like, I don't know, as if they've never eaten in their life. No, but I don't think, I mean, maybe, but I don't think that he's really now playing because Joseph was attractive and now the cows are attractive. I don't think that is really a thing here. Okay, so Pharaoh, get back to this. Pharaoh is retelling his dream now as it happened, as he dreamt. He's telling this to Joseph. Okay, so the 7 cows, verse 18, just making sure I read it. Plump and attractive came out of the island, fed in the reed grass. Verse 19, 7 other cows came up after them, poor and very ugly and thin, such as I had never seen in all the land of Egypt. Okay, so other cows, very thin, like according to Pharaoh, he's never seen cows like that. Now maybe people hid cows like that from Pharaoh, you know, never knows. You know, they like to tar roads for politicians, for prime ministers and presidents visiting, so the president, they won't see bad roads, right? So President Putin, for example, might say, I've never seen a bad road in my life, right? Well, Russian roads are pretty bad. Or the presidents here, or the prime minister here, might say, I've never seen poor people. Well, they might be just hiding all the poor people from them. Yeah, so there might have been, but Pharaoh, they did a good job of hiding them from Pharaoh. But anyhow, Pharaoh never saw cows like that. Verse 20, and the thin, ugly cows ate up the first 7 plump cows. But when they had eaten them, no one would have known that they had eaten them, for they were still as ugly as at the beginning. Then I awoke. So as it happened, here he tells the story, and so the fat ones, the handsome fat cows, and then the lean cows like he'd never seen before, ate, and as if they didn't eat anything, right? And then they were just as ugly as in the beginning. Then I woke up. Verse 22. I also saw in my dream 7 ears growing on one stalk, full and good. 7 ears withered, thin and blighted by the east wind, sprouted after them, and the thin ears swallowed up the 7 good ears. Okay, so here we have now again the grain, the 7 ears withered, the growing one stalk, full and good, fat, right? And then the others like withered. Remember there in the dream, it was like by the east wind. Here the east wind. Oh yeah, it's here. The east wind is mentioned, withered and blighted by the east wind, like exactly like there. And it came and they swallowed up, right? And in verse 24, thin ears swallowed up the 7 good ears, and I told it to the magicians, but there was no one who could explain it to me. So he told this to the magicians, and actually not only the magicians, but the wise men as well. Okay, so he got all those groups together. Now I don't know in this case why, if the dreams he exactly tells the same. I don't know why in this case he leaves out the idea of the wise men. Maybe now he was trying to downplay the fact that no one in his kingdom knows. Only the magicians didn't know, but actually the wise men as well. So he was like trying to make his people not look that bad. But again, okay, Moses knew, and Moses informs us that actually no one in that country knew, could explain this. Okay. So what is going to be the explanation for this? And this is what we will then see in verse 25. Joseph starting to explain. God giving to Joseph explanation. And for that we will go to another spot, because trust me, there are so many super beautiful places on the road here. Lots of places where we can do it and you can stay for months on this island and alone and record. And I want to go to not only one country and one island to record this. I want to show more and more of God's beauty. So yeah, man. God, there's no creator like God. There's no beauty like God, and which you can see in His creation all over you. And just this road driving up here, the kinds of places, the kinds of going down mountains, and the views you have. I won't be able to show it all to you. Might share some of it in other tourist kind of videos. But yes, there's it's not just dreams that God gives explanations to. It's not how God holds the lives of absolutely everything in his hands, but he created all of this beauty, right? God didn't create an empty, ugly world. He created a very, very beautiful world so that we can stand amazed at it every single day. Like Joseph. That's why Joseph said, I can't give you explanation to this dream. God can, and he's going to give it. Okay? He was giving glory to God. And I just want to again stress that point. Look at this beauty. I didn't create this. Nature didn't create itself. Matter didn't create itself. God created this. He created this beauty. So all of us, scientists included, even atheists, ought to start giving glory to God for this beauty, because it is amazing.